Blessings everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Lady Be Unstoppable. In this video, Mr. Vegas and Imhotep will be reasoning about the Ukraine scenario. They will be digging deeper into some information. Yes guys, so you know when Mr. Vegas come with him reasoning, it's very, very interesting. Sometimes we just sit down and listen to it, because guess what? There's some of these things we don't learn at school. So right about now, I want to give this your full attention. Drop a like on the video and drop a share. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, as I say already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, so you will be the first to know whenever I drop another video or whenever I go live. Go on, watch the video till the end.
If you can't freely read an article, you can't stay there. I think they run the internet, Algorithms, Algorithms run the internet. So right now, if you don't say such and such, so your page gone down to the bottom tier. You see? So you're trying to read it and say such and such. Then put your page in the tier way. Nobody cannot see it. Shadow block you. Then basically the page is already shadow blocked. So we don't want to be like Tanya Stevens' page. Right now you can't find Tanya Stevens' page, because she got talk about such and such. You see? So, let's bring on Imhotep to see if we can make sense of this. Give you a better understanding of what's really happening here and who are the real victims in this whole thing. You see? Heal, brother.
Yeah, peace, love, and light, family. Peace, love, and light.
Yeah, man, big up yourself. Give thanks to the link.
Yeah, man.
You can break down this better than me of what is really happening here. And why is this some form of propaganda? Why is this, in my opinion, some form of propaganda that a lot of propaganda being spreading? And where this come from? How did it start? And what is the end goal here?
All right, first and foremost, I want to put in a disclaimer that, I am intoxicated, so anything I say or do should not be accepted with no credibility. Just to put that out there first and foremost.
Let me add that to my life. I am under the influence of alcohol.
That's right.
So whatever I say in this live, cannot be used against me in a court of law.
Correct.
And please note that it is white rum in the bottle.
Correct. All right, so I want to start off by saying that people don't drink the Kool-Aid and don't dance to the tune of the Pied Piper, because what we have going on is a geopolitical chess game, and that geopolitical chess game has been playing for quite a while now. Unfortunately, Ukraine is like the pawn in the geopolitical chess game. As it relates to foreign policy, such and such world boss, their policy right now is to pivot towards China and Russia, because they see China and Russia as a global threat to their dominance and hegemony. So they have to do whatever it takes to suppress China and Russia. So for China, it's Taiwan. They can use Taiwan and agitate China and blah, blah, blah. But for Russia now is Ukraine. Suubi, as it relates to Lisa Hanna's position, I just want to say shame on her. Mark Golding, shame on her for trying to score political points. Because truth be told, when Lisa Hanna is saying that Russia is encircling Ukraine, Russia does not encompass Ukraine as it relates to the border. Ukraine has borders with other countries. Poland is one of them. So when you talk about encircle Ukraine, that's not possible. But it's more about scoring political points, and then them put Andrew Holness in a position where, him can't say him have to come out and say something. What I'm saying is this, right? Jamaica should be a country where our position is like a non-interference, non-interventionist approach. We should be, neutral, like Switzerland, neutral. You never hear Switzerland come out and condemn nobody yet. No matter what go on in the world, you'll never hear Switzerland come out and condemn nobody. Lisa Hanna, she espoused Jamaica's non-interference and non-alignment, but what they are doing now is to pretty much interfere in the domestic and international affairs of another country by saying condemning so and so, when it should be all about de-escalation and stuff like that. It should be a rhetoric of de-escalation, not no condemnation, because at the end of the day, what's being played out is a geopolitical chess game, right? First thing first, a lot of people need to understand, say, Ukraine start most of this. And let me tell you why. Because Ukraine decides that they want to join NATO. And once them join NATO, it means that US nukes, US missiles, or NATO member states' weapons can be on Ukrainian soil. Ukraine is border with Russia because Ukraine is a former Soviet Union country, right? Ukraine has Russian-speaking people, right? And as such, if Ukraine was supposed to join NATO, it's a threat to Russia's national security. Just imagine if Mexico did say, all right, we are signing some agreement with Russia, so Russia can come in Mexico and put some missiles in Mexico and them something there. That wouldn't happen. World boss would invade Mexico a long time and take over the place. So that's the reality of what's going on. Like, there are 3 superpowers in the world, and each superpower would like to be respected equally. Russia's position is that no country that borders with them should be no member of NATO, so that them other member states can put no nuclear weapons in them country, because it's a threat to their national security. So Mark Goldin and Lisa Anna, please do a little bit of study on the history of Ukraine 101, okay? This started from 2014, where the democratically elected president, right, was overthrown in a coup. And we know who involved in that already. Once we hear coup, we know who involved in that already, right? And, puppets were installed, like pro-Western puppets, that's what them call them. So, they lean towards, the Western or Western ideology, blah, blah, blah. So that's the case with Ukraine. So the president, who is a neophyte to politics, he last year invited the proposal of Ukraine joining NATO. That's a red line for Russia. Russia met with the US last year. Russia wanted a certain level of security guarantees that, listen to me, Ukraine cannot join NATO. Russia was not given those guarantees, and Russia was being treated as if Russia was a second-class citizen, so to speak, in a world where it's Russia, China, and the US right now. But at the end of the day, you have, world boss exceptionalism, where them feel like, say, well, I them run things and anything them say stand. And Russia pretty much tell them, say, listen me now, the ball game change right now. You have to treat and negotiate with me on an equal footing. So what we have going on now, because from 2014, there's a civil war going on in Ukraine, in the Donbas region, the region of Luhansk and Donetsk, right? These are regions that separated themselves from Ukraine. That's Eastern Ukraine. They speak Russian. They are more like pro-Russians. You understand what I say? So they are more aligned with Russia. So from 2014, a civil war going on in Ukraine. We never hear anybody make no noise. We never hear anybody say, oh, it affects global oil prices, right? Suubi, you talk about in Yemen. The war in Yemen does affect global oil prices, because Yemen and Saudi Arabia border, and Yemen and Saudi Arabia in a war in a sense, whereas you have different factions in Yemen who are at war with Saudi Arabia. And whenever them threaten the Saudi Arabian oil supply, it affects the global pricing in the market, because Saudi Arabia is the #1 exporter of oil in the world. So the war in Yemen is even more important than what going on in Ukraine. But again, now, that's a Western war, so that takes precedence. So truth be told, it's really a chess game. Truth be told, American oil companies, right? Yeah, now they must smile all the way to the bank, because once them cut off Russia from supplying LNG, which is liquefied natural gas, to Europe, it means that American companies will come in and fill this void. So one, that's the economic side of it, where a long time they want that. Now them sanction Russia, them cut off the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. So Russia will no longer be supplying gas to Europe through Nord Stream 2. So American companies is going to fill that vacuum. the military-industrial complex to eat a big food off of this, because recently, yeah, man, Congress approved about 300 million to 500 million worth of aid to Ukraine. They never send no bread and butter or saltfish and baked bean down there. We know where them send down there. So the military-industrial complex eat a good food off of that. You understand me? I say Poland bought like 50 Abraham tanks about a week or two ago. Once can Google them things I talk about, because I tend to observe what's going on the geopolitical arena. So a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago, Poland bought like 50 Abraham tanks, over $1 billion. So, it's more like a Hegelian dialectic playbook, problem, reaction, solution. So the problem is manufactured, them have a reaction, and then them create a solution. So what we have now is that what? There's the problem, yeah, man. The Boeing and the Raytheon them and the one, Lockheed Martin, all these big arms contractors, they are supplying Europe now with billions of dollars in armaments. So they are making a killing. While the gas price, right? While the gas price might be increasing, the stocks of these arms dealers are increasing as well. Thank you, Suubi, for backing me up with that. You get what I say? So these arms manufacturers, for them stock on the market, a skyrocket their value. These oil producers now, ExxonMobil and Shell and all them, right? Even BP too. Their stocks is skyrocketing because they are now filling that vacuum in Europe in terms of supplying them with LNG. So it's all about economic warfare. It's all about the pivot as well in terms of American world boss foreign policy. Their policy is to pivot towards Russia and China, because you don't know it got Russia and China are the the threat to their global hegemonic dominance. So ones and ones need to overstand. Say, don't get too caught up with the hype. Don't get caught up with the media, because what we have even seen in the media is that even on social media we see even fake videos, even video games, people are put out there to say, oh, Russian versus Ukraine, and it'll get all millions of likes. So don't get caught up in it. It's important for us to understand and overstand the geopolitics of what's going on. Because at the end of the day, them objective is to what? Suppress Russia, suppress China, so that they can remain the dominant force, because at the end of the day, Russia and China are a threat to their global dominance. The oil market right now, them want to cut off Russia from it, so that American companies can take it over and fill that void, which means that what? More money for them. Them stock have a value. The arms dealers, them I sell warplane, them I sell tanks, them I sell javelin missiles, Patriot batteries, whatever, right? Them I make a killing. So while we they are balling and talk about pray for this and pray for that, some people are smiling all the way to the bank, and that's the fact of the matter. So when we have Lisa Anna, who should be much more educated as to the geopolitical chess game taking place right now, right? Mark Goldin, yes, clearly he's a neophyte to international politics, but they should not be trying to politicize the situation, because truth be told, there is UC Russell, which produces bauxite. It's a partnership between Russia and Jamaica, because UC Russell is a Russian company. So when them are come out in condemnation now, when them sanction these Russian companies, it's going to affect Jamaica directly, because UC Russell, which does bauxite production, will be sanctioned. And as such, it will affect the Jamaican economy directly. Lisa Anna and Mark Goldin's position is that, what takes place in Ukraine affects global oil prices. Whatever takes place in Yemen affects global oil prices too, because the faction in Yemen, once them send one little drone or one little missile go over Saudi Arabia, Aramco oil facilities, right? It's going to disrupt global supply. So it's going to affect the markets. Whatever takes place in Nigeria as well affects the global oil market, because Nigeria is the #1 producer in Africa. So how we are going to say those issues don't, count? Whatever takes place in Libya affects the global oil market as well, because Libya is a large producer of oil as well. So why is it that all of a sudden now we are so sympathetic towards a country who, one, full of some radicals, meaning said them radical. 2, they are being used as a pawn and a puppet. 3, the leader is one of the most corrupt in the history of the country. That government is not a popular government. Nowhere in the history of it. It's the most corrupt government in the history of the country. Right? So why is it that no one is telling you that these people are not popular? Why you think the president of Russia could say, well, listen, me lay down on the arms, man. Don't fight for this man. Because he's just a pawn and a puppet. How could them reach the capital in less than 24 hours? And the population is what, 44 million or over 40 million people. Not even when World Boss did go in Iraq, them reach Baghdad so fast. So it's a reflection, say what? They are not popular. And the people, them not really like them like that. Contrary to popular belief. Russia was not the, say, aggressor in this case. All Russia asks for is that Ukraine can join the NATO to compromise the national security. So they are saying that if Ukraine join NATO, it means, say what? NATO missiles and nukes can be on Ukrainian soil, which is a threat. Yeah, man, everyone need, I never want to say that word still, because Suubi say such and such, so make we say it that way there, right? So pretty much is that it's the same thing. I remember last year when there were some Russian planes in Venezuela carry some medical supplies go down there. There was a big uproar. Oh, Russia is entrenching itself in Venezuela. And we know what the Monroe Doctrine go, right? North and South America, a world boss backyard that, and as such, no other country can have no influence in that sphere. That's their sphere of dominance. So they were, raising the alarm. Just imagine if Canada or Mexico did say, all right, we're going to sign some agreement with Russia, so Russia can have military forces. No, world boss would not say, no, it can't happen. Invasion not go a long time. So that's the same thing that's taking place in Ukraine. And what people need to realize is that it will happen to China next. Because we see what's going on with Taiwan, right? We see the pivot towards Asia. It's a part of their foreign policy. One needs to do them research on these things, because these things in a unipolar world, it affects everything that we do. Because what's going on now, right, is going to affect global prices. You get what I say? Straight up. So I think it's important for us to not drink the Kool-Aid, not get caught up in the hype, not get caught up in the prescribed narrative. Because at the end of the day, there is an agenda to suppress these two emerging powers. Not say emerging powers, because they are world powers. But they want to be one bull in the pen, a three bull in the pen, you know, right? And the baddest bull I say, listen, you know, me alone supposed to reign. So whatever me say stand. They had a meeting last year where there was a meeting between Russia and World Boss. And Russia was saying, listen, you know, I need some security guarantees. And I need guarantees that none of the Eastern countries, the countries in Eastern Europe, cannot become members of NATO. Whereas when they do no exercise and when they have no nukes and no weapons on these sides, on my border. And they did not give Russia those guarantees because they wanted this. One need to overstand, say, you know, like even with President Biden, them want this because it deflects on the domestic policy disaster that's going on. Like ratings gone down, rock bottom. You get what I say? So now he need this to project himself as a tough man. Not to mention, from 2014, they really wanted to get back at Russia. From 2014, 2015 time, right? Because especially over in Syria there, when them did almost take over Syria, because they want to get rid of the man over there, so, and Russia come in and say, no, we are going to help them, right? Yeah, they never like that, still we're going. Crimea had a referendum. So people might say, oh, Russia, annexed Crimea. It was based on a referendum. The people decided to join back the Russian Federation, which they were a part of from back in the days of the 1920s and 30s and 40s. So the prescribed narrative will tell us that, Russia take over Crimea. That's not the case. You know, the people of Crimea are Russian speaking, and they decided on a referendum to rejoin, Russia. The same thing in Eastern Ukraine with the People's Republic of Donetsk and Luhansk. There's a civil war going on in Ukraine from 2014. So why nobody never talk about that? Up until last year, war is still going on. You understand me? I say there was a lot going on. No one spoke about it. Jamaicans in general you know, we tend to get emotional and we tend to run with whatever is being fed to us. Things are going on in Burkina Faso. Coup are going down there, right? In Mali, things are going down there. In Libya, Africans are dying by the dozens and the hundreds on these migrant boats. When you hear say migrant boats capsize and Europeans depend them, African people depend them, why we not condemn the slavery we are going on in Libya? Me never hear Lisa and them come out and condemn them things there. Me never hear Mark Golan come out and condemn them things there. And these are our own people who are dying by the hundreds, like every week, you know, every month. You get what I'm saying? So you know, I think we are being a bit biased there, so you know, Lisa and Mark Golan, and then put Andrew Holness in a position where he have to come out and say something, which our position should be like non-aligned, non-interference, you know, call for de-escalation, but we not condemn nobody, because at the end of the day, every country has the right to national security. When some country attack other country, where them say such and such country has the right to defend itself, even when that country did not attack the other country. So there's a lot of bias going on, and there's a lot of misinformation taking place right now. So it's important for us to not drink the Kool-Aid and don't fall for it, because people are just trying to score political points. And like Lisa and Mark Golan, yeah, trying to score political points. They're trying to politicize the situation.
Explain a little bit about the Minsk agreement and what did Ukraine? How did Ukraine break the deal with the how they faltered on the agreement of the Minsk agreement, or they faltered on the Minsk agreement?
Yeah. So the 2015 Minsk agreement was based on de-escalation. You get what I'm saying? It was supposed to be like a peace agreement where, all right, no more shelling, you know, stop the war. The Ukraine government should give the eastern regions, which is Luhansk and Donetsk, they call it the Donbas region. Those regions should be given their level of autonomy. Okay, that was part of the agreement. Ukraine forces should have withdrawn from the line of contact, meaning said that there should be no Ukraine forces on these border areas to agitate. There should be a de-escalation, no shelling, you know, no war, nothing at all. Ukraine did not fulfill any of these obligations of the Minsk agreement.
So in other words, then is a level of is it conveniently downplayed by the people and we are stand up now, and I say people violating other people civil liberty, but the same people them were said that, right? Now take note that the Donbas people them actually are supposed to be quote unquote what them call sovereign, are they supposed to be autonomous? So the same people would claim are the people who sit on the internet now. I say to stop invasion and prayer and all of them something there.
Yes.
Right. But them same one I say, yo, the Maroons them supposed to be autonomous. So if Andrew Holness was supposed to, or such and such was supposed to attack the Maroons them, right? What them that say about that? So in the case of what I say them, so after them were ordered to have a ceasefire because the people them wanted their own autonomous situation.
Yes.
Our governance.
Yes.
They refused to stop this. Such and such refused to stop the shellings, right?
Yes. And they also agreed to give them their autonomy. That was part of the Minsk agreement, to respect the autonomy of the Donbas people. You get what me I say? So them can have them own governance and decide them own destiny. It's just like a federal system. You get what me I say?
So how them condemn that? That me I say, where's the condemnation for that though?
Yeah, because it's a political motivated ploy. No. You get what me I say? Even with all the corruption and all what's going on, there has been nothing highlighted about that government. You get what I say? So it's more like it's convenient. It's just like it's just like in many countries in the Middle East, right? Because they are affiliated with World Boss, whatever human rights violation them go on with, nobody no see it. You get what I say?
Right.
But at the end of the day, because they are aligned with World Boss, them good. It doesn't matter what them do. Nobody now come out, come condemn them. So you realize it's a very one-sided narrative being pushed. You understand what I say? Because at the end of the day, you know, Ukraine should have fulfilled its obligation under the Minsk agreement. When Yemen, you know, I get it left, right, and center. Up to a month ago, like there was a detention center that was, you know, destroyed. Over 200 people died. You know, no one came out. No one came out, and that's a gross violation of international law because civilian places should not be attacked. And we don't hear no condemnation about that. And whatever takes place in Yemen affects us all because it affects global oil prices. Because when the faction in Yemen go over Saudi Arabia or send a couple of drones over there, whatever, it affects oil prices. So it affects us directly as well. So why are we making it look as if say whatever going on in Eastern Europe is more important than what's going on in Africa and what's going on in Yemen? It's just the bias that permeates, you know, the world order. That's the problem.
We anticipate that could be the end result of this World War III. Before you speak, Pepper Seed 38. I'm not sure is who you're praying for, but if it's the people them down such and such where get attacked currently. Remember them children in your prayer to from down Yemen here. It's like 3,000 of them, you know, are so, you know, those kind of basis. So while you pray, Pepper Seed, remember them children down Yemen. You say, I call when I done and me pray for the children down Yemen too. Yeah. So it's strange. We not see no pray for Yemen. This is currently going on, you know. This is not like this is not slavery in the 1800s, you know. This is actually current. This is going on. This is currently it's an ongoing thing. This right now, where children are dying from starvation because of an ongoing war that the Occident is supporting. You understand what I say? So all who are praying, I not say no pray for people them doing such and such. I'm just saying it's strange to me how black people don't pray for black people when black people are under attack.
Suubi, we don't hear no pray for Darfur. And Darfur has been going on from what? For about almost 15 years. Right? There's famine in Darfur, there's civil war in Darfur, there's suffocation in Darfur. There is the French in the Sahel region called Operation Bakken, right? The Mali, Burkina Faso, that region. The French them down there, them carry the Belgians, them go down there. You have all the European powers down there. I'd kill half the people them down there. And nobody now talk about say pray for Africa and pray for what's going on. You understand what I say? Whole heap of things are going on in Burkina Faso. Whole heap of things are going on in Mali. Right? And no one is saying that, oh, whatever. As it relates to even international law, right? As it even relates to international law, like Lisa and Margot are supposed to talk about the international law. Because if that was the case, why them never talk out when World Boss recognized, you know, the Golan Heights, he said, boy, oh, that a part of such and such place, which goes against international law and United Nations resolution. Why them never come out against in support of international law when previous World Boss recognized the Western Sahara region between Morocco and Tunisia as you know, as a part of Morocco, Western Sahara, when these people are fighting for their independence and their autonomy. So this so-called argument of international law, right? It's only convenient for them now. But when other countries are being violated, we don't hear nothing from them. Serious things are going on in Burkina Faso, in Mali, you understand me? I say in Libya, right? You have the Tuaregs them in Libya and Mali who are being decimated. We don't hear nothing much about that. You have slavery going on in Libya. Black people in Libya are being enslaved and sold, right? And trafficked. We don't hear nothing much about that. And that's a breach of international law. You get what I say? So why we not hear nothing much about that? The French are in the Burkina Faso region. A month ago, Mali expelled them. Mali tell them to pack up on the things and leave. Because what they did was to bring in a Belgian force, right? into Mali without the consent of the government. So Mali I say, hold on, you feel like say we inferior, leave. So the French pack up and leave. So there's a lot of things going on in Africa, but mainstream media don't highlight it because guess what? For them lives no matter much. But the moment we see what going over there, so the whole world is caught up in local media, Observer, Gleaner, the whole of them. Everybody just fixated on that. And a one narrative them a push. Who is the aggressor and how it affect international pricing. This is not new. The Ukraine crisis is not the only crisis that has affected the price of oil, right? What's going on in Yemen is affecting the price of oil every single day. So at the end of the day, it's a chess game. Whereas, as me say, people are make a killing right now. People are make a bag of money. The oil people and natural gas people right now are gonna fill that void.
That's interesting that you said that, because you see the easiest thing for especially black people do and religious people is let us pray. But while we are praying, you know who is smiling to the bank? These companies. Them companies are smiling to the bank when you are praying. Correct. 20 companies profiting the most from war. You see that? These are 20 countries out of the many. Yeah, where profit from where you are pray about. Textron, so I say based in Providence, Rhode Island, is one of the 11 American companies to rank among the world's largest defense contractors. The company ranks 28 among companies profiting the most from war in 2017 with $4 billion in arms sales through its subsidiaries, which include Bell Helicopter Textron System. We don't understand where I'm going. You can't go and pray,
and they must smile to the bank.
Why when I pray, laugh, then people laugh to the bank,
All the way to the bank, facts.
See another thing there. Industrial conglomerate, you see, a naval this again, You know, say arms. So you see that, say arms, 4.1 billion worth of arms in 2017. We're not talking about World War. We're talking about leaders, 4.4 billion in arms sales. We can't go and pray, we're not fool nobody with the prayer, total sales, 10.2 billion profit. You see me I said 24.242 million. You see it? You see what people them employ? You see what people benefit from on the prayer? You see that?
True.
Yeah, go and pray. Rolls Royce, 19.3 billion in total sales. Profit 5.3 billion. Go and pray. God now answer 5.3 billion prayers. If he help the people them down in Yemen, but he might answer phone and get a prayer. When the prayer have no money on it, when I go within the prayer, God know I hear, Honeywell International, 1.7 billion in profit, 40.5 billion in sales. Yeah? And when them sell, software and consulting services in a range of industries, including healthcare, oil, gas. You see, I say manufacturing, industrial, in addition, defense contracts. You can go and pray. God no answer broke people prayer. And them people are God to talk to. These are the people God answer. Them people are sit down and sort out the war, and them just benefit from it while you are dead for hungry. You see that? United Shipbuilding Corporation, you see? When was this? 2017. You see that? 2017. 101 billion in profit, 5.6 billion in sales. The United Aircraft Corporation, 7.7 billion. Yeah? You see that? Yeah? Huntington Ingalls Industries, 7.4 billion in total sales. Slaves. L3 Technologies, 9.8 billion. You can go and talk. Is 5.98 billion United Technologies. I mean, I talk about World War III. Oh, yeah, World War III. We not talk about World War I, World War II. Me I talk World War III. It's at 2017. You don't see that? You don't see that? So them people like love war. So we are praying to stop it. Him have to stop them first. You know what I deal with? We can't go through all of them. You see that?
But go up top, man. Go up top. Because see who are number 1, number 2, number 3, man. Because me not see Rich Boring and Rayton and Lockheed Martin, man. Go up
Hold
there,
on.
man.
Say you never want me stop at the top 10. All
No,
right.
man. Go up at top, man. Them not
All right.
nothing.
So that fails. All right. So what do I sell? They must sell. They must product and service inland, air, sea, cyber defense, and everything a military corporation. Airbus, 752 billion, 75.2 billion. You see how much in arms sales? You see that? 11.3 billion. General Dynamics, you see? 31 billion. You see that? Northrop, you see? 25.8 billion. You see? BAE System, 23.5 billion. You see? Raytheon, 25.3 billion. Hey, here you see a boy, them see people. Oi, you see this? You see that? Boeing made 26.9 billion in arms sales in 2017. Right now, Boeing stock supposed to go up.
Facts.
You see that? That you need to pay attention to.
See next one.
Lockheed Martin is number 1, 51 billion. I don't think it is really hard based on them finances. I think it's just the top 20 them point out. So it simply means that while you're praying, these people are making money.
Facts.
You know what I say? For no pray for, you don't need to pray for somebody now in a family goes good school and become engineers so they can make weapons. So they can take on out of poverty. You see? You see what I say? No. Kimberly, that ain't your dream. All of them are dead, left them money. People are dead. People are dead, left them money from before the Industrial Revolution. So all of them not dead, left them money to you. Them dead, left them money, give them children. That are the idea I want to have. Me always you understand about some year they look at Don said, boy, we go to Europe, go sell out reggae and dancehall. I thought about, you got dead left your money, Damn idiot, me not dead left my money. My money I got to my children them. You see me I say? Who are dead broke. And left for the children them broke and hungry. You see? You can't go and talk. Me not dead left my money. My money I got to my children them. And my family. You see me I say? And that are the mentality where black people have. Black people have the mentality say them are dead left. Oh, me no want rich. Me no want have nothing. Me no want have nothing. Me no want run down. Me no want work hard. Me no want this. You know what? Listen me. Them people not have the mentality there. Them not dead left them money. Them are dead left the company give them children. Them are dead left the money give them children. Them are dead left the reign on top of the hierarchy to them children. And you will forever be dying broke, poor, not have nothing, Bruce. You see what I say? So you can't go on with the mentality about people are got dead left them money. All the way are got dead. Poor people are dead. Rich people are dead. You see what I say? Nobody not immune to death. Death is imminent. You see? You see? Kimberly, now I go put money first. Then we are going to put first. And money me put first. Money first. The Bible says money can buy all things or fix all things. Money first. Let me tell you. And money first. Money first. You see? Because my pitney them have generational wealth. Money first. Remember me tell you that. You think I'm a little boy and can't buy one little tie for me Christmas? My mother have to walk and wash people clothes. Even my mother did born in a riches, she now walk and wash people clothes. Can't stand the chat. I want to now put money first. Them people are put money first. Them put wealth first. Everybody have a dead. So we can't put life first. Because if me put life first, it simply means that me have some form of your end game, or me have some form of idea that life I go end. Me not believe that life I go end. I mean, I believe that life start and life ends. Me believe that life is a continuous thing. So we have different what you call it now? We overlook my outlook. Me not believe that life is something where me put life before money. No, me not have no time limit or no timeline for life. Life is an ongoing thing. Life is a cycle. Me can't put no time on a life. My life is not controlled by time and space and them something there. You see me I say, but panda realm here, me know say, money is essential for all problems. When I go down to the supermarket and I see Miss Chin, I say, Miss Chin, me not put the money first. Give me the grocery and put it in my car and come back and pay. She said, no, leave grocery, go get money first. And that Miss Chin tell me, big up on yourself, people. Right? Exactly, Adrian. Save on the money first. Why you work? Exactly. Why you got work? Why you not think that? When you go work, where you go work for? Don't forget money. You say if you not put money first, don't go work. Do all of the things before you go work. Just say me now go on and work at the last thing me I go do. And say if you're picking them dead for hungry. You think the people them don't Yemen right now would put money first? Come on, you got to be joking. Are we with mentality? With mentality, but we not put money first. So that I mash you. Right? Me not try change the Kimberly. Me just me talk in general. Me not address just you. Yeah. See? So big up on yourself, people. Big up yourself, Imhotep. Now want to get a synopsis of what's really going on. Right? And of course, the disclaimer is whatever we share here, we got it from the engines of the Occidents.
This is the end of another video. Let me know what you guys think about what Mr. Vegas and Imhotep said. Drop your comment in the comment section. If you're new to this channel and you have not yet subscribed, do so now. Also hit the notification bell so you will know whenever I drop another video like this or whenever I go live. Thanks for watching and stay safe.